So, why is Easter important to me? Easter is important to me because it's all about hope. But when I say hope, I don't mean the kind of hope that we often talk about in our culture, in our language. Often we talk about hope as being a kind of fingers crossed kind of thing. A thing that we hope might happen, but we think probably won't happen. But that's not the kind of hope I'm talking about. The hope I'm talking about is a much more certain thing. So it's not the kind of hope that you might think about when you think about going outside. If the weather's a bit changeable, there's some dark clouds and you haven't got a coat, you might say, I hope it's not going to rain. But really there's a good chance it will. Maybe you haven't done your homework and you go into school and you say, I hope that my teacher doesn't put me in detention. But really you're crossing your fingers rather than being certain that your teacher doesn't put you in detention. Or it's not the kind of hope that a football fan might have when they leave the ground having watched their team crash to another defeat. They'll say things like, hopefully this will be the turning point, hopefully this will be the lesson they learn and things will change from now. But all those kind of hopes are hopes that we say with our fingers crossed. We're not really very sure about them. We're not sure that we're going to stay dry. We're not sure that we're not going to be put in detention. We're not sure that our team are going to start winning. So the hope that I'm talking about is a certain hope. And the hope in the Bible is a much more concrete and reliable hope. The Bible says in Hebrews 11 verse 1, it says, faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. When we see Jesus dying on the cross on Easter Friday, Good Friday, we hear him say in John 19:30, we hear him say, it is finished. We don't hear him say, it might be finished, or it could be finished if you also do this and this and this. We hear Jesus say, it is finished. So, what is he talking about in terms of finished? What kind of things might be finished? Well, one thing I think that's finished is any feelings that we might have of guilt or shame about things that we've done or things that we've thought or things that we've said. All those things are finished. Jesus has taken the punishment for those on the cross. They've all gone on to Jesus for the punishment for all those bad things. So we don't need to feel guilty or shameful about what we've done because we can give it all to Jesus. He's taken the punishment for that already. Another thing that's finished is any feelings we might have of not being good enough or not being accepted by God, or we need to do this and this and this to be good enough for God. The Bible tells us that we are saved when we believe in what Jesus did on the cross, not when we believe and we do this and we do this and we do that. So any feelings of I'm not quite good enough for God, or I've done this so I'm not up to God's standards, they're dealt with, they're finished. And another thing that I think is finished is any feelings that we might have of I don't really fit in, or I'm not the right kind of person. The Bible tells us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, that Jesus died for us, and that's every single one of us, every single individual. So we don't need to feel like we don't fit in. We don't need to feel like we're the wrong kind of person, because Jesus tells us that we are his children, that he died for us, and that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So we no longer need to worry about not fitting in. So, why is Easter important to me? Easter's important to me because of the certainty it brings. Certainty that I've got a new hope, that I've got a new identity, and that I've got the certainty of a new life with him in heaven forever.